Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. All right. Let's jump on out here to see what we got today. Good morning, good morning. Got a couple of movers today. Let me go see what we got here. See what's coming up with that with the catalyst here. IVDA walking down $1.75. We got DKI. And what's today's date? The 2nd. Anybody got any kind of catalyst on today? SBLX just kind of popped up to $6 and then went on back down. Since we're at the top of the morning, yesterday I took kind of a bad trade. That did not go or resolve the way that I was looking for. So this one right here, Acon. So yesterday Acon started to pop up and I was patient, I was like, hey, let's see what this one's gonna do. Can it continue to hold up, right? And I saw this one pop up. It halted into this all the way up to 929. And what I was thinking was, hey, I'm going to try back here at this gap fill, right? So it fell all the way down to 9. And I was getting in for a little bit of a recovery of this gap. So let me zoom in here so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. Where'd it go? Right here. So this gap here, it had closed this gap and I was entering right in here for a curl up out of here. It did not curl up and it continued to just walk down. So I had to stop out of it. It was a loss. Starting off red day on the month, I was looking for that gap and pop, but did not happen. So it is what it is. Today though, we're seeing what's over 20% actually. So DKI is over 20%, no catalyst. IVDA is over 20% with no catalyst. Let's see. It says that it recently partnered with Salience to launch Salience mobile command powered by Iveta with Texas police. Okay, so it has some catalyst, but I don't know when that news actually came out. CJet pumping up over 20% with 59 million shares traded. Wasn't this the one that was up the other day? Let's see. Yeah, it was. Okay. So this is one that went up to 50 cents and man, that thing had a big drop. I didn't even look at it during intraday, but yeah, that thing had quite a bit of a drop there. But not seeing any catalyst right now. But the NQ has still been marching up. So I've been looking over here. This NQ, I don't know what's going on with it. But let me make sure I'm on the right screen too. Yeah, this NQ has just been on a march, man. Like Bitcoin, everything has just rose back up during this government shutdown. So we had a little bit of sell-off, came in here, kind of sold off, and then pumped all the way over 25K. I'm like, what? And this is during a shutdown. So people are investing more, which is, or at least they're holding more or not selling. All right, so let's go over here and see what's on the front page of old Yahoo. So we got OpenAI, complete share sale at a record 500 billion valuation. The Salesforce Chat GPT maker ahead of SpaceX to become the most valuable startup in the world. Mm. Meta unveils the inevitable turn to AI advertising. What happens to Social Security payments during the shutdown? Amazon stock loses its shine as cloud rivalry heats up. So we got a couple of names out here. Let me go ahead and put these names down to see if they end up sucking up volume on today. So Amazon stock losses. AMZN. Meta unveils the inevitable turn. Okay, so let's see. Universal Warner music labels neared landmark AI license deals. Fermi stock surges as a 15 billion IPO reveals hunger for AI. Global chip makers add 200 billion in value amid record AI powered rally. EU plans to double tariffs on steel imports to 50%. Zip lines, DJs, and Trump. Singapore's crypto conference has attendees roaring. A new rule means some 401k contributions will no longer be tax deferred. Here's who will be affected. Okay, EU risk watchdog. Okay, so pretty much the only one that really stuck out to me was Amazon. Then everything else is AI. AI, AI, AI. Okay, let's jump back over. What's the most bullish looking stock right now in the small caps? Let's see. Yeah, it's not a whole lot of bullish, is it? Okay. Let me know if y'all are seeing anything different, but let me show y'all the watch list that I'm currently seeing on mine. Let's see. Go to watch list. Let's see, which one is it? Doom, doom. And this one, yeah. Here's the watch list that I'm seeing right now. Currently, everything's pretty much at or around a dollar that is over 20%. DKI, IVDA, KAVL, LNKS, CJET, Poly, DXYZ, ATCH, so yeah, we're gonna see. Let me see what that chat was real quick. Why did it not show me the chat? Interesting. Am I tripping? I know I just saw somebody hit a chat there. Let's go see. Good thing I could check somewhere else. All right, let's see what this chat was talking about. Nothing to see here. OpenAI, largest startup valuation, pretty wild stuff. Yeah. Yeah, let me flip back over to the main. Let me get this set up real quick. Forgot to do all of this. Just jump straight into the stream. Let's see. Okay, there we go. And let's go over and I want to go look at what is OpenAI's ticker though. I see it's got like a weird looking OPAI PVT, but I don't know if that's an actual ticker that can be traded. I don't know what they're what that's about. Okay, so let me make sure that this chat is working because it should be coming on to my other one too. Let's go test here. Okay, there it is. All right, cool. Now I can see the chat. All right. Let's go look into OpenAI and see what's going on over there. What is the explosiveness that's happening here? OpenAI valuation soars to 500 billion. What is trial? OpenAI completed a deal to help employees sell shares in the company at a 500 billion valuation, propelling the ChatGPT owner past Elon Musk's SpaceX to become the world's largest startup. Current and former OpenAI employees sold about 6.6 billion of the stock to investors including Thrive Capital, SoftBank Group Corp, Dragoneer Investment Group, Abu Devise, MGX, Roll Price. A person familiar with the transaction said that boosted the U.S. company's price tag well past its previous 300 billion level during the SoftBank-led financing round. Okay. Wow. Stripe, Sheen, Databricks, ByteDance. Hmm. Okay. The second, we don't have any speakers. We have a speaker tomorrow, Jefferson, Economic Outlook and the Fed's Monetary Policy Framework. Let's go and also check out Trading View. So Bitcoin all the way back up, almost to 120 again. It lifted my whole portfolio, so everything's like on the up and up. Um, and so just waiting to see if it's going to go ahead and break out. And looking for some more buys, looking for some new projects that are kicking off. But everything is looking pretty good. As I mean, both Bitcoin and the NQ or the overall market is just been streamlining up for some reason. Even and I really expected it to be the opposite effect, but that doesn't mean that a correction isn't going to come later on. So I'll definitely be still like, hey, I'm not gonna be surprised if it corrects back down a little bit during this shutdown, for sure. Ethereum, look at that, came all the way down here last, let's see, what's this? April, May, June, with a little bit of dipping down and then shot on up here, looking like it's ready to go for new highs as well. Nothing to see here says if or when OpenAI goes public, it would probably be wildly speculative. Yeah, yeah. I don't even know what price it will go open. Would it open at like, well, what is SpaceX public? I believe it is, isn't it? Let me go see what SpaceX is. I think it is. Space Mobile, no. But I don't know. Oh, this is Specs, PBT. Yeah, I don't know if that's something I can even look up here. Let's see. SPAX dot PBT. No, that's not something I can look up. Okay. SpaceX are qualified. Hmm. I don't know, but yeah, I think there would definitely be probably some more movement up because people, okay, so first of all, if it's doing better than SpaceX, people when they think about Elon Musk, they think about Tesla, how they may have missed out on, purchasing Tesla when it was low. And then it started just ripping towards the moon, and then it stopped, and everybody got scared, and then it started ripping towards the moon. So I don't know. It's definitely something that could be very volatile. Very volatile. There's gold. So it says there's room for gold to rally even higher than the forecast. S&P 500 eyes fresh record as AI trumps showdown or trumps the shutdown. So AI is really crazy. Like people love AI though. I mean, people are using it everywhere now. So if you're not using AI, you are definitely falling behind the gap for sure. Because there's a lot of free AI. Then there's a lot of like paid AI through services like Microsoft, the Office suite, in the Word, in Excel, helping people do this work. And it's like, bro, you can get so much work done, and especially not just work, but analysis, looking through data, finding different points, and all that stuff with AI. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And just like you can find a point in a Excel document, you can find a person on the street. Like, hey, I'm looking for somebody that walks like this. They have this pattern. They visit this place, and I want you to go find them. Good luck. Nothing to see here. It says the only public company Elon owns is TDLA. Everything else, or I mean Tesla, and everything else is private. Yeah. Um. Yeah, but if they IPO though, I just can see people just going crazy. It's probably gonna open like a meme stock for real. But I'm just looking around. Top four that we have today are under $5, so just more observation, I guess. It has been a slower, I guess. Well, this is the beginning of the month. I was gonna say a slower week, but I mean, it hasn't really even been a month yet, or even the beginning of the month. So we got a couple of days to go to see what corrections come out. But I'm ready. Yesterday, I got baked on that trade, man, in Acon. Chat GPT premiums is nuts. Your wife has it and it's pretty scary. Yeah, you can ask it anything. People be asking, bro. I saw people on YouTube. They were like, tell me what's the most what are they saying? Question. I mean, just asking questions like you know about everything, God, about religion, about um politics, who's most likely to do XYZ, all this crazy stuff. And yeah, it'll answer it. And the problem is like we saw was I on streaming when I saw that there was a kid that he died or something. He was following the instructions of ChatGPT. I believe I was on stream when we looked at that on it was on BBC.com. Let's see, news. And there was a kid that was following these instructions on something, and he ended up dying. And it was crazy. I'm like, bro, get a second opinion or something, man. He took it as the word of God. He was like, yo, Chat GPT told me to do this. This is exactly what I'm gonna do. The clock that starts the ticking after someone what? The clock that starts ticking after someone dies. When something dies, a telltale radioactive signal ticks like a natural clock. Discovering it helped us solve all sorts of natural mysteries. What? When something, oh, okay. When something dies, a telltale radioactive signal ticks like a natural clock. Discovering it helped us solve all these natural mysteries. There will be heaps of stuff in sewage. I don't even know. I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but it's I guess it's a death signature, a radioactive death signature. Okay, Manchester synagogue. Okay, 2 dead in Manchester synagogue attack. With the subject. Or I'm on the wrong page. 2 dead in Manchester synagogue attack with suspect also believed to have been killed by the police, or police say. What we know: Israel intercepts Gaza flotilla or flotilla and detains activists. All right. Trump, Green, Tony Blair. Okay, let's jump over here to business. White House says layoffs imminent with no end to shutdown in sight. Sheen picks France to open its first permanent outlets. I think Sheen is that place that a lot of people shop for like clothes and stuff. Um, and I know it was like a big online store, but I guess they're starting to punch out real stores. So interesting. Musk becomes the first half trillionaire. Musk becomes the world's first half trillionaire. Half trillionaire. That's quite an accomplishment. Um, a new China tech visa was caught or has caught India's attention. Now locals aren't happy. Okay. China's aim to attract global talent comes as the U.S. is making it harder to bring in foreign workers. We only have the sea to live on. Senegal's fishermen blame gas plant for dwindling catch. Sign up to the world of business. All right. Okay. So let's go to culture. What's out here in the culture? Oh, let me see what y'all are talking about over here. Let's see. Tesla, ChatGPT Premium. Um, it has quick. Yeah, it has well. If you get the paid versions, like I have a paid version on my Microsoft, it thinks for a little bit longer, but it gives you more detailed answers, more in-depth answers. So it's not as quick as like ChatGPT. ChatGPT just goes and grabs sources real quick, but this one thinks about it. It's like, and it gives you your answers very meticulously. You know. Okay, what are we looking at over here? 12 best films to watch. Okay, is this in culture? Film, music, art, design, entertainment, news. Okay, I'm not even all of that. Let's go to Earth. Travel, Earth. Jane Goodall, boy, that is a old picture right there. Let's see. We only if that chimp only knew, like years from now, he would be like the Godfather, you know. We only have to see. Let's see. Actually, make an impact on the climate. The Brazilian slum that becomes a green oasis. Indian cafes where you can pay in rubbish. Garbage cafes are springing up across India. The BBC visits the city of oh my goodness, Ambikapur to find out how much impact they can really have on plastic and people. Garbage. Bring your garbage, we'll give you food. That is, I bet, boy, the U.S. would be so clean if they did that. Man, be like, yeah, just bring your garbage and we'll give you food. Don't even worry about it. The secret behind the nature videos that come millions. Let's see. All right. I'm still looking over here on my scans as well, and it's pretty much the same stuff here. If y'all are seeing anything different, let me know, and I would definitely go and jump over to it. But right now, the top four that I'm seeing: DKI, $1.31 with no catalyst. CJET is 18 cents with no catalyst. IVDA, $1.61 with no catalyst. KAVL, again, no catalyst. Poly, so these are the top five, and this is up 12%. So we got a 40% right here. DKI, 18%, 18%, 16%, 12%. So the only thing that's really up is DKI, and it's not even doing anything but just chopping. So I'm waiting for something else to come and kind of blow everything else away. All right, let's jump back over here, do a little refresh. Personal finance. Let's see what their personal finance tips are on Yahoo here. All right, 10 best high yield savings. Buying a house before the end of 2025. 1 in 3 Americans say their finances deteriorated in the past year. Best travel credit cards. How the Fed's rate decision affects your money. How much house can you afford? How changing your money mentality can bring huge rewards. Skill growth is the shortcut to wealth. Yeah, that's one of the things I've always tried to incorporate in my investing is always have a long-term goal, but have short-term wins. Have a long-term goal, but have short-term wins. So always be collecting, always be adding to the portfolio, even the cheap things. This is the thing. It's better to have than to have not. So let's say you do get into something small size. Let's say I remember I angel invested into a company that was when I was in college. And I didn't even have much money. I mean, their limit was super low at that time. And it's called Ground Floor US. So basically you can do like peer-to-peer loans for real estate and building houses, and people can go there to get funded to flip houses and things like that. And back then I just saw it. I was like, sounds like a good idea. And I just got a couple of shares of that, and that was like, I mean, probably like $10 or something. It was super low, but I only got a little bit because I had a little bit of money. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start. And that was when I was first getting into investing and stuff like that. And now it's like it might have quadrupled what I had back then, and I'm just always kind of kicking myself like, dang, I wish I had to put more in there. But right now it's like, so it's up, and they had recently opened up a new sale of shares, and the shares were worth, I think, I forgot what they were. They're private shares, but they're like way higher than what I would have paid back then. So it is what it is. But I'm looking for opportunities like that. And now with the help of AI, you can do better searches, you can ask better questions, you can build better thoughts with AI. So it's like you can, and let me give you a scenario with AI. Let's say that you're like, okay, AI, I want you to act as a person that I'm selling to, and I want to give you a sales pitch. And it'll listen to your sales pitch, and you can tell it what kind of person that you can give it the criteria of the person that you want to talk to or your target demographic. So you can say, I'm talking to a person that is in the market for let's just say auto insurance. Just looking at this screen, auto insurance, and you say, I want you to act like a customer that does not want to buy auto insurance, but does not know, isn't really versed in auto insurance nomenclature and kind of like the jargon, and I want to talk to them. And so you build your prompt out, what you're going to say to them, and blah blah blah. And then you can say, AI, do an analysis of this. What are the weak points of my argument? What are the strong points of my argument? Give me the pros and cons. And it'll just give you what it's got. Now, remember, AI is kind of like a lagging indicator because it uses databases that are currently um, are current or have currently been set up. So it's basing its answers on previous data, but as they do faster and faster um, protocols, they can go to those databases and kind of sift through what's out there. You know, the process will get faster and faster and faster. So we'll see what ends up happening there. You guys finding any more crypto to end up trading or any kind of ideas of new projects? I haven't seen any towards the end of or the mid of last month. No more coins were dropping. Now for me, I used to just I was trying to get into any kind of project even before it really became legit or join like a exchange that was super safe. Like, but now I kind of just stick to the coins that are on Coinbase. It's a lot easier to manage with all of them in one centralized place. Because at first, man, I couldn't tell you how many wallets that I have just sitting around. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that wallet. So I have to keep like a notepad of all the wallets and all that stuff and just be like, man, what have I looked at this in a while? Is this still alive? Because some of the stuff I'm telling you, I probably forgot some of the stuff that I got paid for. Because sometimes when you work with like a crypto project or something, they'll pay you in their crypto and they have their own wallet. And it's like, all right, here's another wallet. Here's another wallet. But then they made like ledgers. And I would consider Coinbase more of a, not really a ledger because I mean, Coinbase is Coinbase, but it's not a place where you can store multiple wallets and be able to access multiple wallets from it. So I don't know. Crypto has definitely been a part of the long term game plan as well. Just kind of soaking my little toes in it. And it's been doing good. The staking's been great, but staking is kind of like dividends, and you get paid out, and it is what it is. Like most projects end up eventually doing some kind of staking rewards or what they call airdrops. And airdrops can be you can get more of the coin, you can get paid out in another coin, or you can get paid out in some type of NFT. So what was it? I was on a site they were doing NFT. Well, one is OpenSea. If you never heard of OpenSea, let's go to look at OpenSea here. OpenSea. I haven't been over here in a while. Open Sesame. OpenSea. Let's see, is this still OpenSea? Yeah, this one. Where NFTs can be purchased. And the thing about an NFT is it's not just a object that can cost money, it is an object that can contain of other objects. So sometimes people will put inside of an NFT a song, or they'll put inside of an NFT their deed, or anything could go into an NFT, and then it just gets mapped to a hash, and the NFT can cost money. It could be a password in the NFT. It could be anything stored in there. So when you get one, you can actually open it up with a hash reader and see what's connected to that hash, and from there, you can see if it's anything super valuable. Because once it's connected to the hash, it's there forever, unless somebody changes the password or something like that. Let's see. NFTs. Discover, tokens, drops, activity. Pond coin. No, I'm looking for collections. Hyper. CryptoPunks, Bored Ape. Well, I remember when the apes first came out, man, the apes were going crazy. I mean, people would just be posting a picture of an ape and it would be going, it would go from like 50 cents, jump to $5, jump up to 20, jump back down to $2, jump back up to 30. It's in that was insane. It was apes. It was ape crazy. But yeah, that's one of those cryptos. Um, but I guess you can tell that I'm kind of just watching and looking for something interesting to start moving in the small caps because I'm not yet seeing anything like that. Let me read. Oh, nothing seer said, will you put something super valuable in an NFT? Yes, people do. That's yes, people do, because the NFT is kind of like a crypt. It's a part of the crypto chain, right? And so to mint an NFT, you usually have to burn crypto or some type of crypto to mint it, right? And so that means that whatever the cost of the crypto that is burned, all of those hashes that were that crypto make up the blockchain. And so in the blockchain, it is secure because just like, the more secure your crypto chain is, like with Coinbase or exchange like Kepler or um, there's a couple of them. Phantom. There's a couple of things that you can get into that are pretty secure now that were not there at the beginning. But it actually, those NFTs become a part of the chain, right? So when the validators are doing their little validation and all of that, that is it's literally a part of the integrity of the chain. So if um you're in a secure exchange or a chain, I wouldn't really. Pretty easy to create the vaults, but their security wasn't that great. So you had to do security up. Pretty easy to create the vaults, but their security wasn't that great. So you had to do security updates. You had to do security patches yourself, which made it very hard. But then they came out with these APIs that worked with browsers and worked with some desktop applications that were more secure to create cold vaults and hot vaults on your network. So hot vault is just connected to the internet, and anything connected to the internet is susceptible to get hacked. Anything that's cold, not connected, they're just gonna have to come kick in your front door and take that storage device wherever you have it stored. But it is what it is. People store it however they want, but I mean, the only thing I like about having a hot vault is, and having a hot vault that is connected and managed by someone else, is that they're constantly updating the security policies. They're constantly keeping up with new 0-day attacks and all of that good stuff. So it's like, you know, yes, at first it seemed like it was kind of fishy, but they've done a lot of work with these wallets and with the security protocols because they got more advisement from people that work in security. They got more advisement from people that already had servers spent up, and they were like, hey, can we use your servers to to do our validations? Can we use your server power to do? And that's where the energy cost comes from, to do all these validations and calculations, running through all these hashes over and over and over again, keeping the chain rolling. Which is why they call them nodes. If one node goes down, it's not going to kill the whole network because all the nodes are doing those re-evaluations, no matter if they blow up or not. And your actual computer can be used as a node. You can actually get paid to use your computer as a node for validation. Only problem is processing power. The less power you have, the less effective you're going to be. But yeah, we're sitting here looking around, trying to see what's going on. Is anything exciting going to cause us to break a sweat? Yeah, so yes, I will put something, I would definitely put something valuable in an NFT to answer the question though. Because the thing is, I mean, you can lose anything really. I mean, you can lose it through a natural disaster, or you can lose it through some other disaster. Now, is it the most safe? No. Keeping it completely disconnected from the internet is the most safe, of course. Turning your computer off and just not even worried about it. Just put it into something that's not even gonna move. But the only problem is that storage, if it never gets updated, as soon as you turn it back on or you try to transfer it back up to your back up to the internet or whatnot, as soon as it connects, you're gonna have to make sure it's fully up to date and has the drivers necessary to protect itself when it connects. But there's 100 different ways to do that, so that's not a super big task. Poly. Man, come on, man. We just need to see a ripper. Nah, I'm kidding. Man, I'm cool with how today is going. It's 6:43, 15 minutes until 7 o'clock. So just waiting for some news to drop. Microsoft, wait, what is this? Microsoft's 33 billion Nubius bet to boost AI computing power. Nebius? Is this Nebius? This has a looks like it has a stock. NBIS. What's the price of this? I bet it's like $100. Yep, $100. So this is up 5% there on NBIS. What do they do? Apparently it's something with AI. Nebis Group, a technology company, engages in building full stack infrastructure to service the global AI industry in the Netherlands, Europe, North America, and Israel. The company offers Nebis builds full stack infrastructure for AI, including large scale GPU clusters. There's that processing power, cloud platforms. There's those the things that are connected to the internet, and tools for services for developers. There's how you can continue to maintain your own security. Services for developers. It also provides Toloka, a data partner for various stages of generative AI development, Triple 10, and EdTech platform for reskilling individuals for careers in technology, and Avride, which develops autonomous driving technology for self-driving cars and delivery robotics. The company was formerly known as Yandex NV and changed its name to Nebius Group NV in August 2024. Nebius Group NV was founded in 1989 and is headquartered in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Okay, so there is another kind of name. Let me go back out here. So so those might pick up and suck up some volume today. Amazon took some losses, and then Nebius had some pretty good news out there going with AI. It looks like everything today is AI, to be honest. Okay, so Buffett's Berkshire to acquire OxyChem for $9.7 billion. So Oxy, that may be one to watch as well. So we got Amazon, Oxy, Berkshire, but that's an acquisition, so I don't know how. I really haven't watched the larger acquisitions. Like I've seen the small cap acquisitions, but I don't know how this one would work here. As far as movement on the day or over time. Let's see, metal unveils anything else. So we got Amazon, we got Oxy, and we got Nebis, NBIS. Video game publisher EA's 55 billion buyout turns spotlight on gaming IP diversification. They talking about okay, leverage buyouts. Electronic Arts record 55 billion leveraged buyout by Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund and two other firms marks a turning point in the video game industry as companies look to capitalize on intellectual property through media crossovers. Okay, so Saudi Arabia making a move into the video game, or making another move into the video game industry. EA Sports. It's in the game. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So we've done a pretty good look around, just seeing what is to be seen. Two dead in Manchester synagogue attack with suspects possibly. Okay, so that's crazy, man. You never expect, man, in any um synagogue, religious type area or whatnot, you just never expect someone to come in with the kind of volatility that some people come in with. But that's one of the reasons, back in the day, the Catholic churches had the guards at the front and all of that good stuff. It's, security is necessary because you can definitely get ran down upon because of what you believe in, for sure. And that's why they say you got to stand on what you believe in because, you know, you got to be 10 toes down, man. Somebody comes in there and, on their own mission, on their own volition or whatnot, and things can go very, very bad. Very, very bad. And then people will say, well, this is a church service. Why do we need cameras and all of this stuff and all this security? It's like, well, this kind of stuff can happen. And if you really want to be proactive, you just can't put people in place. You got to put more eyes, more ways for surveillance to be done right. Because people can only do so much. Computers don't get tired. All right, the birthplace of alphabet in ancient Egypt. Oh yeah, that's how I write. I write in Egyptian, in hieroglyphs. But people understand it, so I'm okay. Let's see. Hmm. A tabad, the stunning legacy of a natural disaster. When a massive landslide dammed the Hunza River, it destroyed villages and created one of the most breathtaking lakes in Pakistan. I wonder, is it blue because of copper? Is it what is that? Copper sulfate or something in that water? Let me see. Or maybe it's just blue because it's just, I don't know. Is it deadly? Mm, the lake that wasn't supposed to exist. Okay. So we are 10 minutes until the top of the hour. We only have one stock that is over, or one that is in the small cap realm that is over 20%. Everything else is kind of faded downwards. DKI. DKI, oh my goodness, this daily chart looks kind of maddening. Make sure I switch back over. Oh, I didn't switch back over. Let me switch back over here to the, where are you? File Explorer, main. Interesting. Where are you? There it is. All right. So DKI, that daily chart looks kind of weird. Had a pop up. The highs up here towards the 1168s. And right now it's at $1. So it closed yesterday at 96 cents and is at $1.32 right now. Are people going to get desperate and end up trading this because it's over 20%? I don't know, maybe. Where are the points of control on it? Point of control 127, 127 to 125, pretty tight little point of control. It's just been walking its way down. I need to see some catalysts on the day. I don't know why they're holding back. Some catalysts other than the large caps that we've seen. Even though it is good to have those on watch because that can definitely affect small caps. If everything, all the heat is in the large caps, it's over with. Small caps gonna be dead. It's over with. Why Meta's dive into AI feeds as okay. Let's see what we got going on over here.
And Callie, I want to start with you because you've written that shutdowns rarely topple a strong economy. However, we do have sentiment souring and there's a lot of uncertainty here. So what are you expecting this time around?
Yeah, I wouldn't consider the current environment to be strong. It's moderated for sure, with some data series picking back up. But I do think a government shutdown could present more risk in this environment, where consumer confidence is souring, as you mentioned. Where jobs data is already in a fickle point, and look, it's going to depend on how long this shutdown lasts. I can't predict that. Nobody can predict that. Usually government shutdowns are quite short-lived because there is a lot of political pressure around both sides to make a deal. But at this moment, I think there's probably a little bit more risk than Wall Street is letting on.
And Callie, we also won't get that jobs report later this week. You were just mentioning how the economy, you wouldn't necessarily describe it as strong right now. And we have seen more vulnerabilities there. So how much could that complicate the Fed's path forward, as they've indicated they want to cut interest rates 2 more times by the end of the year?
I think of course, it complicates the Fed's path. Like, the Fed has fewer data series to work off of. That doesn't mean that they're totally flying blind. They look at private data as well, but they're not going to get the clearest read on the September job situation. They may not get a clear read on September inflation, even though, again, they have private data to rely off of. I think this keeps them on the same path that they were on. Potentially we get another cut at the end of October, especially because if we skip the jobs report on Friday, we don't get another one until after the next Fed meeting. So I think it almost puts the Fed on autopilot instead of flying blind, if you want to use that analogy.
Okay. All right, let's see what else they got. Fed won't get the clearest read.
Let's say the government remains shut. We don't get the jobs data on Friday. If it remains shut through CPI, I don't know what we say about that. But do you think that the Fed has enough with what we know right now to cut at the next meeting?
So Waller put in a speech the other day that the Fed's also looking at a weekly payroll number. They sort of use different surveys and construct what actually the non-farm payroll number should be like. I think that probably is for them from a, let's say, staff research point of view.
So they don't rely on government data for that?
Exactly. So they use all private data to get a similar estimate as what non-farm payrolls would be. That's interesting because I think if they have that data, they probably have enough to say we can make our decision well informed. Nonetheless, as Collins yesterday said, if this BLS data becomes more problematic, it becomes indeed problematic for the decision. So that maybe in November or December, more problematic. So we'll have to see. I think at this October meeting, this is probably a pretty set probability that they're going to move, because as this data just now indicates today, yeah, we're really sliding down with payrolls.
So what does all of this mean for yields as well going forward?
So it was really notable on Friday that we didn't break above the 50-day moving average. That's maybe a big technical idea, but it's sort of in a downtrend. And it's sort of, I think, saying that we've got a lot of uncertainty. As your guest says, like this tariff uncertainty, for example, is really still overhanging the economy. A lot of companies are reporting on it, like, we just don't really know what we're going to expect here. So I think that puts pressure on yields downward, even though that the GDP data and the real GDP data is actually higher and increasing or strengthening. So I think yields are going to go a little lower from here, simply because it has to discount that the Fed has to do several rate cuts to make sure that this payroll data stays in check. I think that's the trend here.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see, huh? Will we get another? I mean, this one first cut, I mean, they've been pretty bullish on it overall. I mean, just looking at the NQ. But what is this? Meta unveils and the inevitable turn to AI advertising. Is the AI bubble about to burst? Nope. There's so much the expansion that can be done on AI. I mean, and it's already implemented. I mean, you can get it on your phone, you can get any device, any, I mean, it's just too expandable. Too expandable. Companies trying to figure out, how do they secure database or get secure databases for their sensitive information for their database pools for their AI, or they can get a company-based AI that is, I mean, it pretty much just sits on like on-prem servers or cloud servers or whatnot, a hybrid setup or what you got, but it's too deep. It's too deeply in there now in these companies. And they're able to do 5 times the work with like 2 employees. So it's like, dang it. That's why I think for the most part, AI is most destructive to, or most, wouldn't say destructive, but it will affect big companies the most. Because a lot of times, people are like, well, we need depth. We need a lot of depth of people to be here to do this thing. But now they're like, no, we have AI. AI can do the training. AI can do the cold calling. It can do the like the call center by itself, right? Be picking up, answering phones all by itself. So, you have one computer with AI on it doing the job of 50 people. And you can program it to have different voices. So you can call in to this company. One time you might get a lady. One time you might get an older lady. You might get a man. You might get an older man. So it can change even the voices that it uses, but it's still running the same script. But it is actually learning as it talks to different people about their different situations. So it's pretty expansive. Pretty expansive there. Boy, I ain't looked at finance in a minute. All right. Well, it is 7:01, and DKI is still pretty much the top dog. I'm sure there's something bigger than this moving, but I just haven't seen it yet. Maybe. Seven o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'm Give it about 15 more minutes, and I mean, maybe something pops up, but yeah, I'm thinking about getting on down the road, getting me some breakfast and all of that good stuff. So this morning has been more of a discussion than anything. And if you have any questions or comments, definitely shoot them. Shoot them. I'm here to learn and to see what I can kind of glean from the information that we have on the day. Hard and easy to borrow scanners in TOS. So TOS doesn't make the hard and easy to borrow data accessible. You can do it based on other calculations, but it's not going to be as accurate. So I would say just use the field that they have there for hard and easy to borrow, like you've been doing. Because and even that is TOS, so it's a free broker. Maybe you don't have updated data, I don't know, but it'll give you kind of a estimation of if it's hard or easy to borrow. Because you never know when it shifts. You never know what they're doing when they're doing the private placements, when they're doing all this dilution and things like that. It just changes things, and sometimes those things are not updated on the day that we see the news. So, you know, DKI continue to fall on down. Yeah, like I said, about 10 more minutes, I'm gonna be jumping off of here because I'm not feeling the love, man. You know, from the small caps. I'm just not feeling the love. I want to feel the warm embrace of a small cap ripping the shorts faces off, you know? Makes me feel at home. Makes me feel like I need to be a part of the violence therein. Oh boy. And I guess the shorts would be saying the same thing, right? Because the shorts have an easier time trading something that's up big than they do, trading something that is 3% up. I just don't understand how CJET has 82 million shares traded. I just don't understand it. Yesterday it had over seven. I think it ended the day with like 7 million, seven not seven, 700 million traded on this day. And I don't know if these are people just getting out that are trying not to be bag holders, but I think they're all, if they were in this drop here, they're already bag holders. But it dropped from 36 cents down here to 17 cents. And I mean, that's just a massive mistake, I guess. That's just huge. Right. Yeah, I'm about to get on down, man. This is not what I signed up for. Berkshire Hathaway buying Oxy or acquiring Oxy. They got a little pop on that news this morning. I'm sure they're gonna over the next couple of days, because they're getting acquired by Berkshire Hathaway. People are gonna be like, "Ooh, let's get some of that." It's $47. And Amazon took those losses, so I'm sure that it's going to be getting a little bit of hit today. NBIS was that AI move, so they had some news right here at 5 o'clock. Popped up here to 126, came down to 122, 124, and kind of just ranging here. Yep. Well, I'm gonna start the old sign off process. Just got on here, you know. If it's nothing there, it's no point of just sitting and waiting. You're just burning mental fuel. So might as well just walk away, refuel, and come back at the open. If something pops up between 7 and 8, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be something. If it's good, it's not going to be something that ends quickly. And so seeing that action at the open, if it does dip hard and can start holding levels and coming back up, cool. You know, let it do its thing. But I'll be ready to play ball. Be ready to play ball. Anyway, yeah, let me go ahead and get ready to get on down. Let's see what we're going to do today. What are we going to do today to close it out? This is Thursday. Let's just do this one. All right, well, if you're going to continue to trade, definitely keep your head on a swivel. I'll be in the Discord. I'll probably be coming back to the market in about, probably at the open, to be honest, and seeing what's holding up, what kind of news is coming out, and if these stocks, Amazon, Oxy, and MBIS, end up taking the majority of the moves on the day, because those are the large caps that we saw on the front page of, and I'll flash those up here real quick. Let's see, what am I trying to do? Right, and then go to watch. Which watch list is it? Is it this one? Nope, not that one. That's a small cap. Is it watch list main? Not that one. This, am I tripping? ASBP, Paul K says. Let me see what that's talking about real quick. ASBP. Okay, well, ASBP is up. What's the shares though on this? Is this a higher float? Because let's see. For it to be cheap, yep, it's a higher float. It's up 89%, but it's, yeah, that float is going to make it not show up on my scanners for sure. Let's go look it up. Let's go look up what this is looking like. ASBP up 40, and it does not have any catalyst on the day either. So let's go look the profile real quick. As Aspire Biopharma Holdings. Now it is the most bullish looking stock for sure that we've seen this morning. Aspire Bio Holdings Inc., an early stage biopharmaceutical company, develops and markets disruptive technology for novel sublingual delivery mechanisms in the United States. It offers Instaprin and sublingual aspirin products that is soluble, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so drugs. The company was founded in 2021. Is headquartered in Estero, Florida, or Estero, Florida. But 40 cents, you know, let's look at the entire move here. So it went from yesterday at 22 cents up to 40 cents. It is almost up 100%, but the lack of catalyst and all that, that's going to definitely keep me away. And most of the times, if it's going to be a cheap one that's going to move big for you, usually it's going to be a low float. But this one, let me see these statistics over here. What is it? What's the statistics? And I'll back check this on FinViz as well. So 33 million out here in the float. And then FinViz, what is this? ASBP. Whew, okay. Man, that thing got blessed to the downside. Let's see. So the shares float out here is 39.39. So a little bit higher float than I would definitely not be touching that one. The price too low, catalyst not there, float not there, too many missing factors. But anyway, yep, if you're gonna continue trading, definitely keep your head on a swivel. And as always, I will see you in the next one tomorrow, pre-market. If I end up taking any trades, I'll go over them tomorrow. Yeah, but I'll be in Discord and I'll let you guys know. All right, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.